Yesterday I had my granddaughters and my son-in-law over, and we had the little activity where I stuck the dowel rod in paper glasses filled with water. And of course, once you stick it in and pull it out, water's going to come out. And the trick was that there was another chemical in my granddaughter's cup. It was a chemical that it absorbs up to 60 times its volume of water or liquid. And so therefore I just put a teaspoonful of it in the bottom of her cup, and when she pours the water into it, it just simply gels. And this is the same chemical that they've put in some diapers so that the diapers don't get real wet. It pulls the liquid from the baby and gels it. And also plumbers, when they work on toilets and they have to pull a toilet off the floor, they have a little packet of this material, and they can pour it in the toilet and get that last bit of water that's trapped in the trap. Toilets have a trap in them, and it's always full of water, so the sewer gas, the sewer smell, doesn't come back up into your house and you have this awful smell in your house. So they can drop that in the toilet and it gels, and then they can pull the toilet up and take it through your house without dripping water all over. And so that chemical is used probably for many other things also. But basically you don't expect that something's in the cup, and so you kind of expect the water to come out on Jason, my son-in-law. But you can do the same thing with any fluids, in any container. Here's a baggie, a gallon baggie, and you can see I put a dowel, sharpened a dowel rod, and it goes in there, and there are no drips. I mean, it's completely holding there. And in fact, I didn't happen to have another balloon, but I do the same thing in my classroom. You can take the dowel stick and blow up a round balloon, and you can stick it through the balloon very carefully. And you want to pick the spots that you go through the balloon. Pick the spots that the balloon isn't stretched as much. That's where you blow into it. So go in through there. And at the very tip of a round balloon, it's not real stretched real far there. And so you can actually take the dowel rod and you can hold the balloon with a dowel rod through it. And it's kind of a neat thing, looking thing. You don't, again, expect it. So that's what we did with that trick. Now the other one that I left you with was the think tube. Now the think tube, all right? So at first you just think, okay, this side, these two are connected, and these two are connected. But then when we started pulling other things, you saw, well, the red and the blue were connected, or the green and the red, or the green and the yellow. It's like all of them are connected now. Well, if we just took all these strings and tied them together in the center, you wouldn't be able to do what I did here. That's what it appears to be, that they're all connected together, and they are in a certain way, just not tied together in a solid knot. All right? There's something you need that connects actually the two strings together, but you don't tie them in a knot because they have to be able to pull. And that simply is like a donut. And you can just buy a simple washer like this, looks like a donut hole, a donut. And you will thread this string through this, and you'll thread this string through this. And now this will move, but it will also let the strings move. And by doing that, you will get the think tube. Now, As long as 3 beads are up against here, then you can move any of them. But I started out actually holding the one side here so that these aren't going to move when I move these, and that gives the appearance that these are the ones that are moving. But if I get all 3 of them, so I don't have to put my fingers there, then I can move any of them like that and like that. And because that washer in there lets the string go back and forth, move, that's how the think tube works. All right. Today I have a couple other little demonstrations for you, problems for you. I have a cork here with a copper wire through it. And a copper wire is a very good conductor of heat. And you can kind of see this end is kind of black. It's because I've lit it with a match or a little lighter, and it becomes hot, and I would not want to hold this end here because that heat's going to transfer all the way through the wire. But I want you to come up with an object like this that I could hold it. What would be the difference between this one, where I have the copper wire, and you have to use the same materials, you have to have a copper wire, and you have to have a cork. So think of a solution for that if I heated this end up, I could still hold it on this end. The second problem deals with a string and an empty bottle. And what I want to do here is I want to stick the string down in the empty bottle, and then, you can make up your own story. You can have magical words or whatever, like I did with Mackenzie the other day, making up a story, because kids like stories as you're trying to prove a point. And so I might say some magic words, and I want to get that bottle lifted up off the table with that string. And obviously it's not going to do that just automatically. So then we'll put the string back in there. And this time, let's go ahead and stick the string in there and turn the bottle upside down. All right, and this time, when I turn the bottle upside down and place it on there, like that, we're going to give our second magic words and see if that string will pull that into thin air. And you can make wavy fingers and stuff like that, like it's magic. Obviously, it's not magic, but that's going to be the second problem how can you make the bottle come up to appear like it's magically coming up with a limp string? It's not like a stick or something that's firm and can lift it up. So those are your 2 problems for tomorrow. Here are the materials that you're going to need to have on hand on Thursday. 1, you're going to need a 2-liter pop bottle, an empty 2-liter pop bottle, preferably one that's clear, not one that's green, tinted green or anything like that. The second thing you need is an eyedropper, just a simple little eyedropper. Collect those things and have them ready on Thursday, and we'll use those. Also, here's a little diagram of our think tube showing how you connect the strings through the little washer, the little donut-shaped thing, and this string comes around and connected that way. You need a tube, probably like a mailing tube if you were to mail a poster, and you need something that's got stronger walls to them, and then you just drill holes through them and thread your string in and put the washer in. Just a paper towel tube isn't strong enough for you to be pulling on it. So that's if you want to make and have fun with a think tube. We'll see you tomorrow.